What up, man? It's your boy, Memphis Dre, man. SP Dre, everybody favorite cousin, man. Cousin Dre, man. Coming at you with another great show today, man. And today is a very special day, man. It's because I have my actual first in-studio guest of this new calendar year, which is 23, man. And before I introduce this man, I want to say, man, subscribe, like, comment, man, on this video or any other videos, man, on this channel, this page, man. You know, and I appreciate that. It don't cost nothing to do that, man. And so today I got with me right here, my man, to my left right here. This man is an amazing barber. This man is a promoter. And this is one thing that I didn't know about him. He is actually a musician at the same time, man. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, we talking about my man, Twuan Williams, man. Help me welcome him to the show, man.
Yo, what up, great?
What's up, Twuan, man?
You, what's happening?
Man, you, man. Hey, I want to say, man, I appreciate you for coming by and doing this, man. Taking the time out, sitting down with me. Actually, sitting down, though, man.
I told you I was coming,
I appreciate that.
Over the phone thing, man.
That mean a lot to me, man, that you did that, man. Came to see me, man, but let's get right to it, man. So, like I said, you a barber, promoter, and a musician. So, of those three things, man, what was like your initial first love, man?
Oh, music. That was my initial first love, man. Like, when I was a little boy, man, my grandmama used to get on me all the time for beating on her. I used to pull all her pots and pans and shit out of her cabinet. Yeah. And then when she would come home and stuff, man, she got this big old pile of pots and pans that she got to walk through. So I'm there beating on all her stuff, man. So yeah, that was my first initial love.
Music. Yeah. So like, what like drew you to music though? Like, what was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, man. I think, to be honest, my mama said she, played a lot of music, during the time while she was pregnant.
Right. Okay. So you just probably like heard that music all the time and just got instantly to it. Then that just attracts you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Like that's like I say, that's one thing that was when I started, doing research and studying. Like, I'm like, damn, this man play music too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I seen that, I'm thinking like, maybe that was something he started doing later on. I didn't know it was that early though. You know what I'm saying? I like I say, young lad. You say like 8 now.
Yeah, 8 years old. Started playing for the church, man.
Playing for the church, like what church was that you played for? Mount Nebo.
Mount Nebo Baptist Church. 1111 North 29th Street. I'm gonna never forget that. I was raised in Mount Nebo.
Mount Nebo. Like you remember who was like the Rev and all that stuff there?
Back then it was Pastor Audrey King. He was out of Bay City, but he was the one that, if I ain't mistaken, he founded Mount Nebo.
Oh, straight up? Yeah. Okay, that's what's up, man. I ain't too big into church, man, but that's good to know, man. Yeah. That's good to know. Like, that's why I'm asking, educate myself on some stuff like that, So, yeah, that's amazing though to know that you music was your first initial love, man. Like I say, I'm thinking it was the haircutting thing though, man. But
that came along down the line when I used to see, guys out our neighborhood, Dre.
Yeah.
Lines of guys waiting to get their haircuts, and then for them to turn out the way they did, man, just looking how guys look before they walked in their garage, and then when they come back out the garage, like, oh man, I could do that.
Okay, so that what made you like decide to start cutting hair, just seeing another person cut somebody's hair and seeing how they was making the next person look, that made you be like, damn, I could do that too then.
Right, and they was getting paid
doing it on their own time though.
Yeah, right, on their own time.
Yeah, that's what just made you decide that. Like, about what year you think that was when you was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this haircutting thing, man?
2010.
2010.
I mean, to make a profession out of it, 2010.
I'm saying like before you decided to make a profession, like when you like first initially was like, I want to start cutting hair. Like before you professional, like
before I just.
But when you was just like you was bought your first pair of clippers, you cutting in the driveway or the basement or something. Like I'm talking about back then.
Oh man, it had to be. It was in the 90s. It was in the 90s for sure. Bought me a pair of clippers, and I had cut a couple of kids' hair. Fucked them up. Bad! But the second one was not as bad as the first one. Damn near though. Yeah. So after that second time, I'm like, oh man, I done cut 2 heads. I know I could really put something together. And then, my best friend messed around and it was close to picture time for him. And his mama asked me, could I cut his hair?
You ain't seen my man a picture they bold, did you, man?
Oh man, bro. Sent him to school with their hood and hat on.
Oh,
man. You
man.
know it's bad when you got both of them on, Drake. Both of them. Had both of them on, dog.
Oh, man.
Couldn't take the pictures. Refused to take the pictures.
Damn. Yeah, butchered him then, man. But you, like.
It took a long time for dog to start that. Let me For real, man. Yeah.
Oh, man. That's crazy, man. Yeah. But with all that being said, like, to get to where you at now, man, what was, like, your motivation to keep going, like, knowing that you did bad initially starting off, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? What made you keep saying, like, I'm going to get good at doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just the idea of the fact that when somebody doubt and say that you can't, or they laugh at, what you're doing, talk down, that'd be like a inspiration to me that I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Like I'm gonna keep going, even though y'all laughing at me now, but eventually I'm gonna get the last laugh though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna keep at it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like somebody playing basketball. Like you probably can't dribble good, but if you keep dribbling every day, eventually you will get it down. Man, that's how you was looking at it then.
Yeah, that's it. And then I remember too when I worked for Dow for 12 years. And then I left there and went to Delphi for 4 years. So that's 16 years out of my life to where, I was absent. When I started in the barber game, I was the low man on the totem pole.
Right.
Because, again, where most of the barbers that's cutting now started right after school. You know what I mean?
Like right out of high school.
Like
working field, Dow, but everybody else you figured like.
So everybody else was established, so it was hard to try to persuade to get people to come and sit in my chair, especially when I'm the low man on the totem pole. I don't have the expertise and the experience that these other barbers and these customers, they knew that.
Right.
So it was hard, to tap into that. But, I just kept always researching what's new, what's out there, what's available, what I can do to enhance, these haircuts or whatever. Because I remember going to a leadership class before, bro, and the guy was saying that in the black community, you got damn near a liquor store and a black church just about in every, block, neighborhood or whatever. And he was saying that, you gotta have something in place that will make a person to bypass this church or this barbershop, this barbershop, this barbershop to come to your barbershop. You know what I mean? So you had to do something different. And I just started researching and doing certain things and start picking up them enhancements.
Okay, so you was just like, since I'm down here and there's other guys up here, I'm gonna do something that they not doing to make people come to me because I could give them a service that somebody else can't now.
Right.
Okay, that's understandable too. What you saying that is like I seen you do something like that amazed me, man, on your video you did on your barbershop site, man. Mm-hmm. The hair replacement you did for the guy, man, yeah. like that was amazing, man. Like I don't see a lot of barbers doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's starting to become trendy. But like with anything else though, Dre, when something is first new that kind of go against the grain, because men ain't putting no hair in they, if it's not their own hair or whatever. Yeah. But as technology and now in the times that we live in,
right,
social media has kind of evaporated into our mind to where we always want to look our best, especially if we're going to do anything with social media, because most people are trying to get views, likes, some stuff of that nature. So I started researching and I was looking at TV shows like Queen Sugar, and now it's a show I'll call Bel Air. Yeah. And those guys in there, man, their hairline be so crispy and everything, and it's ideal because the way technology is, these cell phones, these laptops and everything, everything got a camera on it now, and that's for a reason. Right. Everybody want to look their best whenever they hit them social media sites and all that, bro. So I tried to tap into that, and it was frowned upon, because it don't take all that. Yeah. If you're a good barber, it don't take all that.
Right.
So, I mean, this didn't happen overnight. I went through a transition period to where I thought at one while, Dre, especially after my son had passed, I thought that my barbering career was over with, because I just really didn't have the passion or nothing like that for it no more. But I knew that I still had other children to take care of. Right. So that was another drive for me to become better as that in my profession. So I went against the grain and stuff that people say that it don't take all that to do your job as a barber or whatever, but I saw the benefits in it in the long run. Right. So after doing it for a while and starting to get better at it and posting to certain the social media sites, people became inquisitive about it. Yeah. So folks that was once sitting in other people's chairs, they was now starting to come sit in my chair.
Okay. Hey, not to cut you off, I know you were going, but just to reiterate on that, man, I remember before, like you say, you was tapping into that beforehand. I remember it was a time where I had went to Atlanta, man, years and years ago, man. Yeah. And the guy had cut my hair, and he had put the chalk. He had chalked me up, and then lined me with the chalk, man. And it's I wasn't used to that. So when I got up out the chair, I wiped the shit off, man. Yeah, the dude was mad at me. He was like, man, what the hell you doing? I didn't know, because I'm good coming where I come from.
Yeah, we don't do
that, man. I said, man, get this shit off me, man. So you know what I'm saying? The dude was the dude that cut my hair was actually mad, man, that I did that, man. Like I say, this was I can't recall the exact year, man, but it was probably about 2000, I want to say 10 or some shit now, man. I had never had nobody do that to me. He was the first person to ever line me down there when I went to Atlanta. He put the chalk on me and lined me up. And when he got down, I was like, man, I was like, okay, this cool. And I'm thinking he just did that just to lie me. So I said, hey, man, let me get it. And I wiped it off. He was like, hey, man, what the hell you doing, man? The nigga told me, he's like, man, that shit would have lasted you 2 or 3 days. I'm like, fuck you mean? I'm finna walk around with these lines and shit. I say, man,
stuff you weren't used to.
Yeah, that's why I see how you saying like how you got into it. Like that was something what nobody doing.
Right.
And I experienced that firsthand when I went down to Atlanta. Man, I had the guy, like I say, dude was literally mad at me.
Yeah.
Cause that was like, you know, I guess the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that made you seem like you had that fresh lining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was something they were doing down there already. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like mad at the same time, cause you gotta think back then. I paid like $40 for a haircut then for him to do that. You know, I guess that was like
back then.
Yeah,
that was top dollar too.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So I'm mad at him for putting some chalk on me for this $40 haircut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This don't go
I'm like, man, before I'm paying you $40, you gonna put some chalk on me, man?
True.
You know, but like you say, that was, you know, something that, you know what I'm saying, I guess, you know, he caught wind of it or they did down there, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, but you was ahead of people up here doing things like that with what you were doing, you know what I'm saying. That was just to re-innovate on what you were saying.
Yeah, it was a barber here. I was telling him some stuff that I had seen on YouTube that some barbers was doing, and he was like, hold on. He said, I'm going to go get something for you. Mm-hmm. And when he came back outside, he had a pencil. I was like, what is this? It was a tan pencil, and it was a Barber Magic on it. He was like, he said, bro, he said, what you do is, he said, you go around their lining with it. Mm-hmm. He said, then when you make your lining, he said, use your edges and then trim off the excess chalk off of it. I was like, okay. He said it's gonna give it that real crispy look. So I immediately got right back to the barbershop. Next person here I cut.
So you already had your shop already then at this time now.
I was in Bridgeport.
Okay.
Yep, I was in Bridgeport. And I had got the pencil and immediately shot right down to the barbershop. Next customer that came in, I asked him, I said, you mind if I try this pencil on you? He's like, what's that? And I just told him, you know, what the procedure was going to be, you know, what I do. Etched him out, and I got creative with it. I got me a little Q-tip, got some alcohol, went around and so that. Now, I'm really getting all the access to chalk off there, and it's just really just leaving a crisp, sharp looking line.
You think that like kind of replaced the old? Remember I remember when I was little going to that barber with the razor blade. You think that like kind of replaced that instead of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you know, just like with anything, once technology started taking over, Dre, like prime example. Well, a horse and carriage is still a form of transportation.
Yeah.
But when the automobile came, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you know, with the technology how it is now, bro, they got Uber cars that don't even have drivers that come pick you up. So, you know, just like barbering, different techniques and technology. So, you know, people still do the razor lining because it's still, you know, adequate to do. It still don't nothing take away from that sharp razor line. Yeah. But you got supplies, technologies that give you not only that razor look, it'll last for a while.
Yeah, then I remember like too. Some people give you that razor sharp line, but next time you go get the haircut, you got them scalps from that blade.
Yeah, you got to kind of let them hair put cocoa butter on them and
get them little scalps on there. You line up, but you be like, man, what's this, man? The other dude be like, oh, man, that kind of like push the lining back. Somebody keep moving back on that too.
Yeah, you know, it's only so many times that you can keep indenting into, you know, a soft area that you can use the razor on, because, you know, just like a boxer, you know, when they cut, man, what they be trying to do when they put that Vaseline on, is, you know, try not for that cut to open up any further, because, you know, the more you keep getting hit, that cut gonna expand. So it's just like barbering, you know, once you get that cut, then that barber keep hitting in the same spot, it's gonna keep expanding, and that's gonna eventually push your hairline
back. Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's just amazing to know, man. And too, like, you even like took that technique a little farther than your own city, man. Talk about that, your expansion with that, like, you know what I'm saying, like far as your, you know, your movement going to other places doing that too, man.
Man, it was crazy that, you know, you say that. I had, you know, was heavy off into the enhancements at this point in time, that I had decided that I was gonna go down to Houston and try to see how they, you know, operate down that way. A guy come in that, you know, he's from Saginaw, but he had moved down to Houston, and so he was like, Twuan, he said, man, he said, you come down to Houston, he said, you gonna kill him down there. I said, yeah, why you say that? He said, because a lot of them barbers down there, he said, they ain't doing that enhancement type stuff, man. And, you know, you talking about a place that got 6 million people, vice versa to, you know, Saginaw just barely either under or over 50,000.
I think it's like 40 now, probably 40. Like, I think last time I checked, it was like 40,000, man.
Man, and once he got to, you know, telling me some things, I had contacted, you know, a barber that, you know, used to cut in the shop. He had his own shop, you know, in Saginaw, and then before he left to go to Houston, he was down in the shop that I had in Bridgeport. I contacted him about going, you know, coming down that way. He was like, oh man, he said, come on down this way, Twuan. He said, matter of fact, because I was actually, you know, wouldn't it be a good time? He's like, you know, down here, kids go back to school, you know, in August, you know, where we usually didn't go back to after Labor Day.
September, yeah.
He said, man, we do this big, you know, back to school rally where we give away free haircuts, backpacks and stuff like that. He said, man, you want to come down here? He said, that'd be a perfect time. He said, because, you know, you can help us out as being, you know, an extra barber to help get some extra kids, you know, through the door and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. So booked the trip. Never been to Houston in my life.
That was your first time going there?
First time going. By myself. You know, it had been a while since I had been on a plane, so, you know, here I am finna go over, I think, like 3,000 some miles away from, you know, from home.
To do big something big, like you just really just going off of what he's saying, though. You really ain't comfortable at first. You kind of like, damn, what am I getting myself into? Like, is this gonna work out for me? Yeah.
Closer, like, oh man, I'm finna actually fly down here to Houston to cut hair.
Yeah.
This man giving me an opportunity to come down here, you know, to see if this would be a potential place that I would, you know, want to transcend my family, you know, to come this way and cut. So I got down there, man, got my rental car, got checked into the hotel and everything. Went there the first day, you know, just to go chop it up with him and everything. So I was like, man, I'll be back tomorrow morning, you know, start my day. I'm the new barber in there, Dre. So, you know, his barbershop, you know, it was on, you know, a busy street storefront. So, you know, it constantly had people coming in. I'm sitting there, bro, on a Friday. I think I got there probably about 10 in the morning. Again, I'm the new barber.
So, like, ain't nobody fucking with you then, huh?
Like, no, man, ain't nobody fucking with me, bro. I'm like, damn, I'm sitting there, I'm watching these guys steady getting them out. I think it was like three or four other barbers in there at the time.
Yeah.
Wall-to-wall place, man, with folks sitting down.
Standing, and you ain't got nobody.
I'm just, man.
You just sitting there.
I'm feeling like the eyeball, like, man, just somebody give me a shot, a chance to do something.
That's
crazy, drafted probably about 3 hours.
Damn.
Come in, and he looked at the line, was like, man, he was like, oh, y'all waiting on. And then,
so everybody waiting on people they knew. You just standing there, the new guy.
Yeah, because, you know, they was real deal doing, you know, appointments and stuff back then. You know, vice versa to where I was just used to walk in.
Yeah.
Like, man, how can you make money on just appointments? Seems like you just need that constant traffic. That was the first mindset of, my mind's like, you can't make no money off making just appointments because people ain't gonna come, ain't gonna stick it. Open my mind up to like, it's done because they showing me how it can be done. Yeah. Everything happened for a reason and purpose. So, to go back, a guy come in, he looking at all these folks in here, he know it's gonna be a long time. So, my man that owned the shop, he was the first barber. So, he was like, man, he's like, about how long it's gonna be? He say, my man here from Michigan down there at the end can get you. So he shot down there. He's like, hey man, can you cut? I'm like, man, I said, I can try. And he's like, oh no, man. I said, man, I'm just messing with you, man. I said, I'm gonna get you together. He's like, okay, man. He said, how much you charge? I said, I'm charging whatever it say on that board right there, man. He said, okay. Sat down. Now mind you, Dre, I have been sitting there all this long time, bro. When I started getting my man together, cut his hair down and stuff like that. Now,
I'm saying, was he like out of control though, or he came in there like?
He was kind of, he wasn't
just
bad
somebody
off.
just needed a haircut. He wasn't just like Wolfman or shit like that, was
he? He wasn't bad off. Down there, they don't call getting the line up. It's called getting edge. Getting edge up. So he was like, man, he said, I just need you to cut me down, man. They country. Just need me to take me down, man. Look here, man. I want my sides a little taper down low on the sides and in the back. Just give me my lining together, man. Last barber, man, didn't do me real good on my head, just man. So just go ahead and edge me up real nice if you can. That's all I needed to hear, Dre.
That was your talk when he said that.
Because, at that time, they wasn't moving and grooving with the enhancements in this barbershop yet. Yeah. So when I started getting to his line and Dre, starting to put him together. Now, them same guys that were just sitting there, they getting up out of the chairs now, bro, with their cell phone.
They recording you?
Going live and, look here, man, we got this barber from Michigan, man, he's doing this stuff that we only see on YouTube and stuff like that, right? So, I had cut a few more hairs later on that day or whatever. Went to go kick it with my guy's sister. And I had told my man, I said, man, I'll probably be back tomorrow, probably about noon. Yeah. Okay? So, got him up with Chronic Twuan while I was down
Shout out to my man Chronic Twuan, man. CMT, what's up, boy?
Bro, yeah, my first trip to Houston with Chronic Twuan, dog. Yeah. Man, so much fun, Dre. So, we hung out and everything, so I'm knocked out the next morning. Phone kept ringing. So I looked at the phone, it's my man from the barbershop. Like, man, I told him I'd probably be there by 12. So answered the phone, I'm like, what up, bro? He was like, man, what you doing? I was like, sleep. Yeah. He's like, man, you must have had a good time last night. I was like, man, KO time. He's like, man, he said, you got about 9 people here waiting on you. I'm like, man, cut it out, dog. He said, man, I'm finna call you on Messenger. Yeah. So you can see. Call me on Messenger. He's like, hey, who you waiting on? Michigan. Who you waiting on? Michigan. I was like, oh, bro, I'm finna get up, get in the shower. I'll be there. Because it was about, cause when I first started going, I was getting a hotel right next to the airport. Yeah. So that was probably like 45, damn near hour drive to get there. So I said, I'll be there in about an hour. Yeah. Hopped in the shower, put my clothes on, man. Them folks were still
They were still there waiting on you.
Dre. And it was like, to me, it was just like a blessing, bro, because, like, I could have went there broke. Yeah. Meaning, like, with no money. And the money that I made that weekend just, old Joe Blow guy, because again, don't nobody know who I am down that way. Yeah. But man, it was eye opening, and I went back every month after that, Drake, until the pandemic hit. Yeah. And then that kind of slowed everything down.
But that slowed everything down. But once that hit, that kind of made you like look at it like I can do appointments now and actually still keep my clientele by making appointments, not having an open door, just thinking people just come walk in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, once I saw that it could be done, and then, not too long after that, the pandemic had hit.
Yeah.
So, the barbershops and stuff now was closed. So, the people that did barbering and beauty stuff at home to save clients, that was by appointment only, because the pandemic virus was so high that, they didn't want you to go outside the house and do anything.
That shit had us fucked up here, like that shit had us like.
Yeah.
That shit had us fucked up here, man.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that pandemic, it was another sharpening tool to show, like, if you set appointments and stick with it,
yeah,
folks gonna start abiding by it, and then they gonna see that it's definitely beneficial. Because I remember, Dre, where when I was doing walk-ins, when people come and sign in the book, it'll be folks sitting all out in the hallway and everything, bro, and sit there and wait for hours to get their hair cut. That used to be typical.
Yeah, that was the norm. That was the norm now.
You was gonna sit there and wait a long time just about at any barber shop.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started doing appointments, people grumbled about it at first because we don't like to stick to a time schedule.
Yeah.
But once you start holding people accountable to it, and then they start seeing, like, oh man, I can come at 10 and get in at 10.
Yeah. That made sense though, like, to me, because this thing, like, say I'm coming to get a haircut. You got 4 other people in front of me. I'm sitting here for 2 hours. I could be doing something else in them 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting here doing nothing, waiting on a haircut. You know what I'm saying? I could go grocery shopping or some shit. Anything, besides sitting here waiting.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Talk about crazy shit. Yeah. Them was you know what I'm saying? That was like, them was the good old days. Them days over with now, man. Like that barbershop talk, like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man.
Yeah, that barbershop talk a little different now, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit, we didn't know nothing else other than that then. Now we know better. You know what I'm saying? That's just like the first time you touched fire on the stove, you burnt your hand. You knew not to put your goddamn hand up there now. You know what I'm saying?
You might did it one more other time,
but now you know. Now you know. Nah. That's the norm. Nah, don't do that. Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. Yep. Well, not right now, man. We gonna switch gears a little bit right here. It's to where I want to say. I'm gonna get on my notes right now. To everybody, if you've been watching to this far, hope you're enjoying the interview with my man Twuan here. But if you've been watching, like, subscribe, comment to the channel. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost nothing to do that. I done said that before. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm gonna give a shout out to a local business in Saginaw, Michigan called Saginaw Bounce Time Inflatables, man. Owned and operated by Harold Beverly Bass. Located in Saginaw, Michigan, man. They specialize in bounce houses, tents, tables, chairs, and food machines, and much more. And they can be contacted on Facebook at Saginaw Bounce Time Inflatables, or directly contacted at 989-980-1895. Once again, 989-980-1895. That's Saginaw Bounce Time Inflatables. Support that business, man. And like, subscribe, and comment.
Word.
Support that, man. So we gonna get back to it, man, with my man here. Just had to do that, man. I wanna, hey, you got a local business or something, man. You could be a major company, business, anything,
That's right.
I shot you out, no problem, man. Your contact info, just give me that, hit me up, man. It don't cost nothing to do none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Harold don't be out here playing with him either.
Don't be.
Man, hurt to be right on it, man. Like, you need a tent? I got it. You need a bounce house with that? With a waterfall? Yeah. You need a helicopter to go over so they can jump from it? Yeah, we got that too.
And that's owned and ran once again by Harold Beverly Bass, Saginaw, Bounce Time Inflatables, man. Y'all make sure y'all get with that, man.
Yeah. Okay. Classmate.
Oh, y'all same class?
Classmate, man. This is our 30-year class reunion too, Dre.
30-year class reunion coming up. Man. Okay, so since you saying that, that's on your promoter side then, right?
Yeah.
So let's hear, like, you know what I'm saying, let's get into the promoter side of you, man, because like I say, you a man of many things, man.
Nah, just trying to eat, man, and feed my loved ones as much as I can, but mostly to eat, right?
Eat, I feel you, man. Yeah. Shit, so, like, do you remember, like, what was your initial, like, drawing to being a promoter? And do you remember, like, your first event you actually did? You know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah. I had a guy that was already in the community he was already established promoter. Mm-hmm. And so,
you can shout that guy out, man. You say that guy, you know, even...
Yeah, this young fella named Lorenzo Pearson.
Lorenzo Pearson. Even to reiterate back on the barbershop thing, shout them guys out down there in Houston, man, at the shop, man. You was at, man.
Twuan, man, the Sacktown mayor, man.
Oh, you talking about AG, the helicopter?
No, man, yeah.
The helicopter, AG, come on, man.
Yeah, AG, bro.
I ain't know you was down there cutting with LG, man. The Sacktown mayor, man. He had that song, remember the helicopter, man?
Yeah.
Okay, damn, I ain't know that shit. That's who was down there. Shout out to AG, man.
Yeah, we used to have House of Styles here in Saginaw.
The helicopter.
Yeah.
Ain't that the name of that song he had? Don't have me saying the wrong thing, though.
Yeah, that might have been it, though.
Remember, he had a song. That song was buzzing around the city, though, man.
Yeah, it was.
I want to say it was the helicopter.
He used to look like the guy that made that song Helicopter, too.
No, man. I ain't gonna cut the... No, but I think that was the name of the song, though, man.
Yeah, I think it was too. I can't remember for sure. But yeah, you talking about barber. Shit.
Yeah, I remember because he was on right there by the goddamn what's that shit is? Across from the shit on the east side over there. He was right there by the what was that the thing right there like on 11th and shit. What's the thing on 11 right there? Where the you go get your medicine and stuff at right there on 10th, 11th. What's that on the corner?
James Street.
James Street Clinic, right there. Wasn't he right by that?
It was across from there.
Across from there,
Yeah.
Because that was, I know that was on like 10th or 11th or somewhere right there, James. And he was like right over there.
Yeah, that was on James Street.
Yeah. Once again, shout out to AG, man. You know, Sagtown mayor, man.
Yeah, hell of a guy, man.
Yeah, he was an alright cat, man. He had a little movement down here, man.
Oh yeah.
On the music tip, man.
He transitioned and went to Houston and made it pop off, man. Like
hey, that was up.
He got down there and moved to them barbershops, bro. You know, I learned a lot of stuff from him. You know, like I said, when I started out, I was the low man at the totem pole, and when he came to the barbershop that I had in Bridgeport, you know, he had a big customer base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had a lot of clients, and so, you know, folks that would come in, you know, was like, they didn't want to wait, you know, he would shoot them my way. And then after a while, you know, he was like, man, he said, you know, I'm starting to see your transition. You know, I'm starting to see where you starting to improve and stuff. And so, you know, he was always the one, you know, help, you know, push me, you know, to become better. Yeah. And you know, after a couple of years after he left and went to Houston, I ended up, you know, leaving Bridgeport and then going down inside Shea Galleria. So, you know, it was a hell of a transition because during when I was, you know, had the barbershop in Bridgeport, I really didn't have to cut, you know, hair to make it because I was getting money from booth rent. So when I left Bridgeport and went inside Shea Galleria, it's just me now.
Yeah.
So now my barbering got to start to get to an elite level to start getting people to come here to get their hair cut now.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's when I really started, you know, studying, you know, different techniques and stuff on YouTube and see what was going to work.
Okay.
But promoting wise,
yeah, that's why I said let's get back to the
let's
promotion
get back
shit.
to the promoting. So, yeah,
like
my man Lorenzo Pearson, he was a promoter in the city, and I got to chop it up with him a few times, and, you know, ask him about, you know, different stuff about promoting. And so I felt like I had got enough information from him, so I was like, man, I'm going to put together my first quartet gospel concert. And it was entitled Mother May I. It was,
and that was your first initial event?
My first event.
What year was that?
I want to say it was 2010.
10?
And I had the legendary Violiniers to come in to Saginaw, and it was a quartet group. So man, we had them on it. Rest in heaven, Anthony Dent. His group was on it. Man, I had a group, Dre, out of Detroit called the Daughters of Vision. The lead singer, she was murdered.
Oh man, rest her soul.
Yeah, she was murdered by the husband, and he was also the guitar player in his group. Yeah, so you know, I had heard about the group before, and I believe they had been to Saginaw one other time before they came to the program that I had. But they came in, man, it was like everybody loved this group or whatever, bro. And then when that happened, you know, a few years later, it's like, man, I remember I had brought that group, and you know, once we had got that word, man, that was like, you know, crazy. But with that concert, I learned a lot, Dre. Dealing with contracts.
Yeah.
Dealing with a lot of the legal issues of being a promoter.
Yeah.
You know, I was new to it. I didn't know much about it.
That ain't no easy game. Look, I tried my hand in it at one point in time. You know that too. Yeah, it is, man. You know, it could be beneficial at times, but sometimes you know you never know with that. You know what I'm saying?
No, you just never know.
You never know, man.
You know, being that we are, you know, especially a city like Saginaw, because you got other major cities that's around Saginaw that, you know, people are used to going to these different places, especially like, you know, Flint, Detroit, Pontiac, Grand Rapids, you know, places like that. But when you doing something in Saginaw, you got to be really strategic on, you know, the events that you're doing.
Like when I was doing it, I used to be like looking and seeing what was else going on in other places before I did my shit and try to do my shit around dates to make sure I had some kind of, I knew I could have success as long as I ain't on this night, this night. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, because we was, like you say, we was kind of out of bounds, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was something going on when I was doing it at the time in Flint, everybody's gonna go to Flint that night, and I have a bold show, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's one thing that I did learn doing that, like, you know, to see what's going on, like, around, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I noticed you kind of good at picking your dates, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I try to be consistent, you know, with everything that I do, because, you know, that's what people gravitate to, you know, stuff like events. You said something good because you want to check with other promoters in the city to make sure that you're not doing something first that's similar to what they're doing, and then second, if you're doing something around the same time that they're doing something. Because I remember there was promoting issue with somebody had booked Eddie Griffin at the Dow Event Center.
Yeah.
And had booked Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Yeah.
At the Dow Event Center. Same day, same venue. Now, mind you, there are multiple rooms inside the Dow
Event Center, but you gotta pick one now. Can't go to both. You gotta pick one.
So, where if one would have did it at another time, or if they would have, explained or had some kind of conversation about, or if there was like a community promoters calendar that you can look and see if things is going to be done around the same time. But that was just an instance where you bumped heads hard with somebody with that, because
that's a tough one right there though.
Yeah, especially because those are the same audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you pulled away from somewhere.
Yeah, that's tough right there, man. But
definitely.
So back with the promotion, like did your first gig you did, like was it a good turnout, man?
Man, had an excellent turnout. I mean, packed.
And that like gave you the motivation to like, I'm gonna keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Or
hell no. Like, and I say that because Drake, even though the concert was packed, it was packed for a number of reasons. For one, this was my first time doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to base my ticket price based off, what I'm spending out.
Yeah.
So that was a lesson learned.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta base your ticket prices around, just say a concert of this magnitude or whatever kind of event of this magnitude. You kind of have a mindset that, if I get 200 people in here at this amount,
at $10 a person, I'll make this.
Right.
Yeah.
So I try to have a base amount of, I'm basing it off of anywhere from 200 to 300 people.
Yeah.
So if I get at bare minimum 200 or 300 people at this price, I know I at least make the money back that I done spent. Trying to base it off that way. But that first time I didn't have that information to go forward. I was just booking people and whatever they told me their price was.
So you lowballed yourself now.
Oh, big time. And then because I didn't know what would be like the going rate.
And then you underestimated your turnout, not knowing that you could do, say you thinking in your mind 300 and you might get fucking 700 type shit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know how it was gonna turn out. So you thinking like.
And I had gave so many, I had, because it was at Wolverine at the headquarters. And I had a place that was, selling tickets. Vice versa to, like if you had something at the Dow, ain't nowhere else selling tickets but at the Dow.
Yeah.
You either gonna get it at Ticketmaster, or you gonna go to the box office.
Right.
But when you have, events at some other venues, you can have, physical tickets that you can sell. So I had a whole wad of tickets, Drake. Just about everywhere I was going, man. I'd go out to eat somewhere. I was laying a couple tickets on, if I seen people that I knew.
Yeah.
Here's a show that I'm doing on such and such day in May. It was entitled The Mother's May. It was a quartet concert on Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
So it's called the Mother May I concert. So everywhere I was going, Drake, I was giving free tickets away, not realizing you could be selling these
motherfuckers, man. You giving them away.
I'm giving these bastards away, Drake. So like I say, it was a packed house, but a lot of them tickets I had
you gave away. Yeah.
And then the tickets, it was only $10 a ticket. And I had,
that's tough, man.
I had to learn the hard way. But,
that's tough, man.
But, the gratitude I got from, being able to see the excitement on people's faces.
Like you brought them something to them. You brought joy to people then by doing that. You know what I'm saying? But like even like some of the people you gave tickets to probably came and bought tickets to something you did after that, though.
True.
Just because they was like, he gave me these free for his first thing, not knowing
that I was really laying the seed for success in the future.
You ain't even know that then.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't. But, you know, with anything, certain stuff you got to go through, Dre.
To get to where you at.
You wouldn't benefit from, having good, healthy days if you ain't never get sick. You wouldn't benefit from the daylight if it never got dark. You know what I mean? So, so I had to go through, losing money and all that stuff to get to where I'm at as far as Def Cutz Entertainment. Usually when people hear that, they know that, for one, a show ain't gonna get canceled. For two, it's for the grown, minded folks. I pride myself on, any event that we done in the past, Dre. There's never been any time, man. You can't even get people to play thump in there. You know what I'm saying?
Your shit be like just straight adult, clean, could have fun, had to enjoy the show and go home or go to the next party after and keep it moving.
While you here,
just enjoy what's going on here right now. All that other stuff outside of here ain't got nothing to do with what's going on here.
At all. Right.
And another thing too, man, that I like about you is like, as far as your promotion thing that I know is about other promoters, you don't like go over the board and like overbook and keep booking. Like, how you see some people like they got something going like every goddamn weekend, man.
Yeah.
And they be like overdoing it sometime, man. Like you don't need to throw an event every goddamn weekend, man.
People, my age, and I say my age, I be 48 this year in August, great, but people, I say 35, 36 on up. Most of us got kids, families.
Shit. They can't be out every goddamn weekend.
We don't want to do it every weekend. You know what I mean? Every now and then, but to Saginaw, man, we don't have a bunch of shit to do as is.
They be iffy about, like, if I go out every weekend, eventually something gonna happen type shit. People have that mentality about the city, which I hate, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think they could just go out consistently there without something bad happening, man.
Yeah, but history has played its part with that. We be our own demise to, shit like that. Stuff that we really could avoid. But these things has to happen though, Dre. There's no way around it, man, because it just has to happen, man. I'm a firm believer in the thing that the Bible say that we're gonna be stricken with famines and diseases and wars and rumors of wars. We done got all that because none of us been through a pandemic before. I'm saying like my age and under. That was crazy, Dre.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, cause they had like shit before we was around that they had something back then like
Ebola and shit like
but we wasn't around then. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't at the magnitude like with social media and all that stuff. Now the news wasn't as heavy as it is now. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of got like swept under the rug. A lot of people don't know about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's something that somebody have to tell you happened before. You know what I'm saying? But we actually lived through one ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, it was put out there like this.
Wide open.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no like word of mouth or if you watch the news you happen to see it. No, that shit was fucking out there. You couldn't even pick your phone up without knowing about that shit.
Man, that's with anything, man. That's like, to me, and I know this kind of straying away from what we were just talking about, with the access of social media and stuff now.
The world is totally different, man.
You just say, okay, Dre, just say if I got a high profile case. Now, bro, because with the advancement of social media, you almost wonder how is it that a person can get a fair trial now because social media, it's hard to get jurors, because you usually get jurors that don't know nothing about, haven't heard, haven't read, haven't seen. But now with social media, you know, just like George Floyd, for instance, you know, had they not had videotaped that or, you know, whatever, and the advancement of social media, it'd have been another one of them issues where something happened and it gets swept under the rug, or we never know about it. But
you gotta, like,
it's hard to get away with anything now.
Yeah, you gotta think, but like beforehand, like how many George Floyd incidents happened before then? You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
And then, like you say, to get away from that shit. But I seen some shit like a couple days ago. I forgot what state it was in, but it was like they was trying to pass a law in that state where you can't record the police when they doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see the police like arresting somebody or doing something, it's against the law to record that now.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot what city or state that was in, man. But they actually trying to goddamn do that shit, man.
Yeah, but see, that's bucking heads against the Constitution.
Yeah, but it's like, damn, man, that's fucked up, man.
Because, you're supposed to have that freedom of
That's
right.
a freedom. You know what I'm saying?
It's like speech. Yeah.
I can't remember what the fuck that was,
How
but
they exempt from
like
that?
Like I can't remember what I went there. I can't remember what that was. But it's some places where they actually trying to tell you can't film a police officer arrest no more, man. Or you will be charged with a crime, man.
That's heavy.
That's fucked up, man.
But I bet you there's some people that done got their ass whooped filming the police.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't think that just because it's not against the law to do it that you safe while doing it.
Man, yeah.
Because you find yourself on the other end of safety.
Yeah. Yeah. Goddamn boy. Yeah, man. But shit, man. Let's get back to it, man. We just got off a little track a little bit, man.
Promoting is it's one of them things, man. I love being a community event organizer, to be able to have something where the people can, because it's already Saginaw, you know, people don't, you know, especially our downtown, Dre, you know, usually, you know, you go a lot of different places, man, so, you know, if nowhere else when you go places, man, they downtown or they uptown got something to do.
Yeah.
But you come to Saginaw, man, there's no hotels downtown Saginaw, you don't have no movie theater downtown Saginaw, you don't have per se, like no, 3 or 4 star sit down restaurants downtown Saginaw. So, to be able to bring something in, because Cincinnati, had a Jazz Fest. Mm-hmm. Chicago, Detroit has Taste Fest. You go to New Orleans, you can go to their Jazz Fest. They got Essence Fest. Right. And all those places, Dre. Even when Saginaw had when the Gus Macker
that was downtown.
You had folks coming in from everywhere, Dre. Not just coming out of Saginaw.
Yeah.
Gus Macker was huge, and you think about those businesses that was downtown. They be flourishing because you got all those different tourists that's come through the city that's gonna bring in some revenue.
Yep.
So, we want to try to bring in events to come in downtown because we only got one fast food chain, and that's Rally. Just think if we had like a Chick-fil-A, or a Wingstop, or anything, Sonic or something like that. How much traffic that you would bring in.
But you gotta think too, like saying that, man, they like kind of like when they did that construction to build the highway, they detoured people from getting off in that area to come down there, man.
It's chest. It ain't what Denzel say. It's chest. It ain't check.
They detoured them people from like coming in that area, man.
You know why? Because the way the old system was set up, and I mean the old way that area was formatted.
But they used to flourish back then, though, man.
They wanted you to be able to get right off the expressway because you think all those homes and stuff back then, Dre, like we got a home in the Cathedral District. So, you know, all those homes was like homes for all the, you know, the builders, the bankers and stuff like that. So they wanted you to be able to get off the expressway and come right move down through there. But as times changed, those people died off and they moved out of there, and we started coming in.
Them houses wasn't them houses no more over there.
And so, you know, a while ago, those areas was heavily drug infested. Mm-hmm. So now you got folks coming off the expressway expecting to go a certain way. They missed their turn.
Now they gotta come through this.
You in the jungle now.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't have that shit. We're gonna have to change up some stuff. Yeah. And they did.
Yeah, they did.
You know, they switched up the Eddie building. Yeah. You know, they put all them folks out of there.
Put them people out of there.
So, you know, you can see the change. You know, now we got, you know,
but you gotta think,
down there.
But you gotta look at even when they did that shift, them people they moved out of the Eddie building, and what's that one? The Bancroft was across there where they put that wine and bar shit. Yeah. That shit didn't even succeed. That's closed.
Right.
So what they tried to do didn't work, man.
Yeah. You know, and you know, it's really because I remember my cousin when he came here from Chicago, hell of a barber, K Nate the barber.
Shout out K Nate the barber, man. Chicago, Chi-Town.
Man, he want to talk about a person that do the man weaves and got it down to a science. That young fella, that's damn near all he do. But anyway, he had hit me and was like, he was gonna come up to Sag and come mess with me. So he was like, cuz, he was like, bro, he's like, I'm trying to find a hotel that's close to you. He says, all y'all hotels on one side of the city.
You talking about on Bay Road type shit out there, Tibbawasi.
It's a shame we don't have no hotel downtown or nothing.
Nah, you don't want to stay in none of the ones down there.
No, hell no. Yeah, what I'm saying. We used to have a nice hotel down there, you know, Crown Plaza.
Crown Plaza.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Then it turned to another name after something after that. It turned to another name.
Yeah.
But you remember back in the day, remember they had the shit on Dixie down there at where Kroger was at.
Down there.
It wasn't even Kroger. It was Kessel's then.
Yeah.
The one, it was...
The tall one. Days in.
That what it was?
That was a nice
It was like the upstairs, and then you could be at the balcony. It was up, remember they had a fair there. If you had a room there, you could see the fair at your room, like you was over the top, man. That was...
It was across from Crockerville.
Yeah, I was bringing my age out. People ain't gonna remember that, man.
Yeah. It was a skating ring down there. In
Bridgeport? No.
Yeah, that's when we were talking about across from what was that? I was gonna say AM PM. That ain't AM PM. It was
was it IGA or something like that?
It was like a Spartan store or something like that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
But it was something else that started with an A. I can't remember what it was.
I was gonna say IGA. I remember IGA grocery. I remember the AM PM or something, AM FM or something like that.
That's radio station.
No, it was something. It was something like that though, man.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about, man. AM PM. It was something. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the exact.
Yeah, damn, that was back in the 80s, yes, sir.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, but shit, that's what's up, man. But like, now what you got coming up next, though, man? Like, you got anything new you doing, or you sticking with the same format or something, man?
You know, this is gonna be our 3rd annual summer downtown comedy jam.
Yeah,
so we doing it again this year. First year that we did it, Dre. You know, we were just coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah, I was there. I was at the first one.
We were just coming out of the pandemic, bro. So, you know, kind of got a late start on it, and then it was hard trying to convince the Dow about, you know, because they didn't see, you know, where people would probably come out to it because, you know, out of fear of, you know, we just opened back up. You know, they had just cleared for indoor, so they had, said that people could come outside at a certain distance or whatever. So we was able to put that together. We got some folks in for that. So the first one went over good enough to where, they had asked me about, I'm gonna do it the next year.
Yeah.
Did it again, last year was our second. The first year we had
that was nephew Tommy.
That was Damon Williams had came our first year. He was the headliner. Then the next year, which was last year, Kenny Howe, he came and man, he killed it. He killed it so cold. Everybody was asking, man, like, if you do it again next year, man, you gotta make sure you bring that dude back. So reached out to Kenny, and Kenny was like, oh man, he said, I loved it. He said, hell yeah, I'll come back. And so it's unique this year because the comedy show weekend is the same weekend as my 30th year class reunion. And that Saturday night, Saginaw High got their festivities that they're doing. Arthur Hill got their festivities that they're doing. Matter of fact, that whole weekend. Even though our class reunion is together that weekend, we got separate events. But the comedy show will be one of the ones.
What is behind that whole weekend? That's a lot going on. But you behind though, like just what you behind? Like,
so I'm on the planning committee for Saginaw High 30-year class reunion. So we put together a 3-day event. Starting with Friday, our meet and greet, and then Saturday night it'll be kind of like, our alma mater night where we get together, and do our thing, and then, Sunday is the picnic, normal formality. Yeah. We just came up with different venues and different things to incorporate, during our class reunion events that whole weekend. So it's definitely going to be something to do because that weekend we got Gospel Fest that's taking place up during the day from 12 to 6, along with, like I say, Saginaw High will be celebrating their 30th year class reunion. Arthur Hill be celebrating their 30th year class reunion. So I don't know what the other schools are doing as far as time frames
for that
year, or which months they'll be celebrating. But usually class reunions are right around the same time. So it wouldn't surprise me if other schools are doing something around that time. Yeah. But I'm affiliated with the planning committee for the class reunion, and then of course Def Cutz Entertainment, doing the 3rd annual comedy jam this year. So
shout that out again. Def Cutz 3rd annual comedy jam.
Man, it's the 3rd time that we're gonna be down. Last year we had to go inside because the weather was threatening. To rain and thunderstorms. So this year I'm praying and hoping that we'll be back outside like we was the first year, because that's a whole different ambiance when you outside for outdoor summer, comedy event. And then, I take pride in, Dre, we are the only urban outside comedy event that take place downtown. Yeah. So, that's huge to be able, to say that in a nutshell. So, we definitely looking for another good year for people to come out, and then we doing it, for a good cause. Saginaw High and Arthur Hill, after the 23-24 after the 23, this coming up year, school year, the two schools going to combine.
Come together, they come
Saginaw,
together.
I think it's going to be called Saginaw United.
Yeah, that's sad though, man. To actually see like ain't gonna be no Saginaw High Arthur Hill rivalry no more, man.
And in a few years, Dre,
that's sad, man.
The kids, will no longer know anything about Saginaw High Arthur Hill type rivalry, because you know, like kids nowadays drink, they don't know about our county fair.
No, they don't know nothing.
They don't know nothing about what it was like when the Gus Massacre and the
Because
family
even
fair.
not even like even when we was in school, we had North, South, Central, Weber. You know what I'm saying? Eddie, like even going back to elementary, we played so many different schools in basketball, man.
Man, you never played the same school.
Like we played a different school every goddamn week. Game, man.
Every week,
like
you was playing a different school.
Like then you gotta that shit just mind blowing, man.
Like I say, pretty soon, you know, just like BB.
Ain't that shit.
You know what I mean? We gonna soon be like that. The kids ain't gonna know nothing about, like you say, that rivalry. They don't know nothing about Saginaw High, Arthur Hill. You know, one of the best rivalries, you know, ever. I
remember you couldn't even, you had to know somebody that went to the school to get a ticket to go to them games at one point in time, man.
Man, it got so bad to where, you know, like, it's still like that right now, to where you be wondering, like, man, why don't I have these games, you know? We used to go to them games, used to be at the Civic Center.
Yeah, that was after it got so big. I remember it was like when they had them at the high schools, it'd be people outside that couldn't get in.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in. When the High on the Hill,
hey, listen, still couldn't get in.
I remember when DeAndre Hewlett was going to the Hill then. Yeah. This was like his year. Jay Rich was still hooping in, but DeAndre Hewlett was the guy. Man. He was the man on the Hill team.
Yep.
When they played that High that year, you couldn't get in the goddamn gym. Ain't no way in hell you got in there, man. Nope. With ticket or not, it was capacity. You couldn't get in there.
That's right.
Couldn't get in there. Them.
That was the games, though, bro. That was the games that, you know, when people and them all came down through there. That's when them games really started to get like attention to you know, when them college recruiters were starting to come to Saginaw High to see, and you know, Arthur Hill.
Yeah.
Because you know it's crazy from a place as small as, you know, Saginaw is. We got some heavy hitters that come from out there that, you know, nationally known.
Yeah.
So it was like, man, these games need to go back to, you know, either Saginaw Valley or, especially, you know, with the last games coming up, because, you know, it's going to be memorabilia, because after this, it won't be no more Saginaw High Arthur Hill games. So, you know, everybody going to want to take a piece of, you know, but that legacy.
My thing is, too, with that, like, to get on that, is like, Saginaw High Arthur Hill always had good players on each team. Now you gonna put all these players on one team now? Somebody ain't gonna make the team now, man.
That would start and
dominate. A guy that would, even if the guy, the 6 or 7 man coming off the bench that was good, now he's not gonna be on the team now.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it makes me wonder, you know, how some teams have, like, you know, St. John's 18, St. John's 18, but still.
But that'll make, like, you say, for instance, I had a son that was good, and I know he finna combine, but he's not better than this Mr. Basketball guy, but he not gonna make the team now.
Right.
Now, that'll force me to move my son to Ohio or Indiana, where there's more schools where he get a chance to play at.
Yeah.
Now I would get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, and that's what has happened. You know, like we were just saying, every neighborhood damn near had their own elementary.
Yeah.
You don't see kids walking to school and stuff no more because all of the elementaries is closed, right?
Yeah.
Edith Bailey, Nell Haley, Stelina, CC Coulter, Emerson, Jones, Longfellow, Longstreet, Heaven Ridge, Morley. I mean, damn,
how many keep going? Damn, like closed. And you can keep going to the middle schools. Middle schools closed. Like, what the fuck, man? This shit crazy, man.
Was the only elementary outside of where Arthur Eddie, you know, is a K through 6th grade school. But still though, all them schools I just named off, Drake.
Close.
All them schools used to be jam packed with children, dog.
Yeah.
Not no more. So now you got kids they getting bused to school. They getting dropped off at school. We ain't know nothing about. You think about like the weather and stuff now. Our weather in Michigan used to be way worse than how it is now.
I remember when I went to school, snow be right here. I still had to get my ass to that goddamn bus stop and get on that goddamn bus and go to school.
Man, shit. When we was in Sheridan Park, we had to walk, bro.
It could be frost nowadays. Tell you no school today. School closed.
I was telling my daughters now, like, we ain't no shit about not going to school the day before. We be sitting there that morning hoping that it say Saginaw Public.
You remember you used to watch TV, seeing it running across the bottom of the screen?
Everything but Saginaw Public, Saginaw Township, Saginaw
Bridgeport, closed.
Saginaw Public ain't came across the screen except for a minute before it was time for the bell ring. All that before time to go to before you go to bed the next night, you ain't going to school. Oh hell no, I wasn't none of that shit. They ain't know nothing about that.
Yeah, no, I got kids now, man. Them motherfuckers call you. Ain't no school. I'm like, damn,
school
man.
Call you.
They call your ass. They got automated shit. Call you, let you know. There ain't no school tomorrow.
Inclement weather. Inclement weather.
It ain't like, even if it ain't even start snowing yet. If it's accumulation over the night, they call you, say, hey, it's accumulation of snow for tonight.
And if they say that it's supposed
possibility is the snow.
Ain't no school.
Ain't no school. It ain't on the ground yet. They saying it might be 6 to 8 inches, so no school then.
No school. Shit.
This shit ain't even hit the goddamn ground yet, man.
You can see this shit in the morning. When we was in school, knowing like, man, I know damn well we ain't gonna have to go to school today.
Bullshit.
You see Saginaw Public at the bottom of that screen.
Take your
ass mama there was like, shit, you going to school? And you was going.
Damn, times past, good old days, man. Kids now never know, I'm saying, I know we going way off schedule, man, but I think we had like some of the best times ever, like coming up in our era, our age, man. That these kids now, they don't know what fun is, man.
Dre, it's a whole different. Nowadays, like this technology done weaken a lot of our kids, bro.
I remember like to play the fucking game with a person, you had to be at that motherfucking house with
you
them.
Was there.
You want to play me in double dribble, nigga? Come play. You gotta come over here.
Yeah. Well, none of that. You can be in California
and I'm in Michigan, and we can play the game together. Get the fuck out of here.
We gonna play Contra together. Contra, Dre, you in Contra?
Contra, yeah.
Dog.
Scorpion and Magnum, nigga, shit.
Oh shit.
I remember their names, nigga. I'm a vet, man.
Bro. Yeah, that was
the red and blue guy, nigga. Come on, man.
Man.
That was our Call of Duty, man. Contra was our Call of Duty, man.
That was fun though. Like, our winters used to be so messed up, Dre, we still would go outside and play in the wintertime, like we play King of the Man. I mean
King of the Mountain.
Or then, in between the houses, how the drifts be so high, we would make tunnels and shit.
Dig through them bitches and shit.
Oh man, kids, they don't even want to go outside in the summertime.
No, they don't, man. I remember we used to do that shit when me and my brother was little. We shoveled the snow and shit. We'd put all the motherfucking snow in one spot and we'd dig our own motherfucking tunnel through that bitch. What? In the at the end of in the yard and the end of the driveway here. The end of the yard, we put all the snow right here. We'd dig a hole through that bitch.
Tunnel. Thought you were real doing something that made a tunnel. Oh, we used to take the chitlin bucket and scoop the snow, and they come out in like cubes. And then pour water on to make ice. Oh man, make our little igloos and stuff.
Yeah, man. Kids nowadays, they're like I say, man, they don't know how to have fun like how we did. That shit we just made up doing though. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we used to do
made shit up,
too,
man.
Dre, like when we was little, in Sheridan Park, bro. especially around holidays like Memorial Day, 4th of July and shit like that, you could always, somebody was grilling.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Nip, a couple other folks, I can't even remember, Dre. Man, we was going to people's backyard, taking their meat and shit off the taking their meat and shit off the grill, eating it. Man, you go outside, Dre, go turn over your meat.
Go!
Ain't nothing but them chicken wings on fucking sauce. Man, go!
Oh shit, man! Goddamn,
Man,
boy.
dog, yeah, the kids don't know nothing about real deal fun.
No, hell no, they don't, man.
No, yeah. That was the good old days, dog.
Them days gone, man. Damn, man, this shit here, man, taking me back, man. I enjoy having somebody here like you, man, doing something like this here, man.
Dre.
Like,
Ditto.
damn, man. Nah, like, back on this shit, man. We gonna end up wrapping this shit up soon, man. But like, far as you like with your barber thing, man, like, how do people contact you if they want to get in touch with you, man?
Man, you can get in contact with me a couple ways. If you on Facebook, you know, you can go to facebook.com, you know, / Fresh to Def Cutz. Fresh 2, the number 2, Def is DEF, Cutz is CUTZ. On other social media, Instagram, Def Cutz, Def _ CUTZ. You can reach out with me that way, and then you can also always call the shop 989-332-1902. Again, 989-332-1902. If I don't answer, the machine will prompt you through, you know, the voicemail and show you how to book an appointment and get and everything like that. So yeah,
even to via Facebook. If you can't get them directly, you can go on Facebook,
no doubt,
and you can book your appointment through the Facebook off the Fresh to Def Cutz.
Yeah.
Book your appointment, and they'll send you a message back letting you know that you are, you know, in there.
That's right.
And where are you located at?
1520 East Genesee, Saginaw, Michigan, 48607. We're inside of Shea Galleria 2, right across from Circle K. Again, that is 1520 East Genesee, suite number 2.
Okay.
Most time you just come in, if it's your first time, just come in, ask for Twuan, but usually you gonna hear the music anyway. When you hear that music, you know you in the right place.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, this is my guy too, man. This is my guy. He get me together too.
Man, appreciate it too.
All the time, man. Yeah, this is my guy, man. Get me together, man. Fresh to Def Cutz, man. You need anything, hair replacements,
all that.
You do everything.
Funeral home work,
yeah.
County jail. Fly out to you if you need me to do. Man, I got to fly out to do a wedding party down in Houston one year, and that was like big to me. You know that a guy had reached out to me and wanted to know if I could come down.
So you did cut the whole groom side here.
The groom, the little boys that was in it. You know, the groomsmen. Even the pastor came and got his hair cut for it.
Man, that's big, man.
That was. And, you know, they flew me out, paid for my stay and everything, and got me a rental car for 3 days. So that was, you know, that was big for me.
You know, that's all a testament to hard work and dedication, man, to your craft, man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I knew where I once came from, and then to be able to, because, you know, a lot of times, Dre, when you do something, people don't see your vision.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I remember when I left Delphi, you know, my mama was like big on my ass, like, I can't believe you leaving, you know, that good paying job with benefits and stuff, and to go cut some damn hair. But she didn't see the vision that I had for myself. So, you know, it took a lot of hard work and stuff like that, but we persevered and made it hurt. But, you know, them pain, like when you get your ass whooped, that shit hurt.
Man.
But after a while, Dre, it sharpened you to what you
it
don't do that no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all paid off, man. It paid the fuck off, man.
I appreciate everything that, I done been through in life, because, I could write a book, Dre, about all this shit.
Listen, man, me and you both.
A lot of us can, though. You know what I mean?
You both, man.
Best sellers.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But a motherfucker would not believe it was truth, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
They would not believe that shit, man.
Nope.
They would not believe it was truth, man.
Yeah, we done seen a lot in common.
And especially coming from where we come from, man. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfucker would be like, nah, you made that shit up. Nah, nigga, like, you wouldn't believe this shit here, man.
Man, just like how we watched that show BMF. Saginaw, real deal, dog, could have some real life shit. Shit, the neighborhoods that, certain people came from could have, like, that BMF type of shit jumping off. Right in our city, bro.
But you know how we look at that shit, though? Like, if we did that where we come from, niggas look at that shit like snitching, man. That's how we look at it, man.
Yeah.
We look at that shit like, man, this nigga snitching, man.
Yeah.
Or what that shit is, what it called, like, it's another word they use for that shit. Not snitching, it's like,
is it dry snitching?
Dry snitching. That's what they'll look at us like, man. They're like, these niggas dry snitching, man.
Telling their life story, dry
snitching, man.
Can't tell your life stories if you leaving bits and pieces of it out.
They'll say niggas out here dry snitching, man. Like even if it's like motherfuckers that's gone, never coming home type shit, man. They'll say them niggas out here dry snitching, man. Then they'll be like, man, them niggas trying to get us locked up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
I thought about doing a little neighborhood documentary, man, but it shouldn't work still, man. Like, but I just gotta get, the support for some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just do it like cause I wanna do it. I wanna have the support from certain people. Yeah. Cause there's certain things I wanna talk about to certain people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely don't wanna put your head in the guillotine. Because, knowing where we come from, Dre, it's some stuff in the neighborhood that, just ain't nobody gonna speak on us.
Yeah. And I'm not the person I'm not gonna speak on something that it's not okay with you, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how we came from. That's how we was raised, man.
Yeah.
SP for life, man. Not to get off this shit, man, but
my man.
Let's get on this shit, man. So we gonna wrap this thing up, man. You want to say anything to the people out there, man?
I just want to say, man, I love the continued support from everybody in the community, Dre, because I don't look at, the stuff that I do as, for, fame or, to be glorified. I just believe, in my community, in my city, and I believe that, I knew how it was once growing up in Sheridan Park and the city of Saginaw and being on the north end, certain stuff that, that we like to do, man, we love to support. We just got to come out in droves and leave the negativity and stuff, If we going to preach unity, we got to maintain it and show it. We got to illuminify unity, and that's, one of the things that I try to do with everything that I do is try to unite folks, because people are placed in your lives for, for a certain reason, We don't know what's going to come about this podcast that we doing tonight, right?
Yeah.
But,
hopefully we reach somebody, man, the right people, man. Somebody hear this, man, because we spreading a good word, man, good message, man. We out here for a good reason, man.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is positivity this way. This man on the positive way, I'm on the positive way. We ain't on no path of destructions, man, and none of that like that, man.
True.
We just trying to keep everybody, uplift people, man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you doing, man, keep going at it, man. Don't let nobody deter you or tell you you can't do it. If they tell you can't do it, stay away from them, man. That ain't nobody you need to be around, man. They're telling you can't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? You need nothing but support, man. Positivity around you, man. Even if your circle is a dot, keep that motherfucker dot then, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you appreciate it in the long run.
That's what's up, man. And then we gonna wrap this thing up, man. Once again, I appreciate you coming down here, man.
You know, I man. You know, it gotta be love, Dre, for when I left Saginaw, bro, it looked like shit, a tornado, hurricane, and everything else was coming. But I told you I was coming, man.
And hey, listen here, man.
Anytime that, you know, you need me or want me to come down here and help shed light on stuff, because even though we talked about, you know, all those different avenues, it's still so much that you can get into as far as, you know, talking about entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
because, you know, it's, you know, when we was going to school, Dre, everything is pushed, college this, college that.
Yeah.
With social media, bro, the shit that it'll take you 4 years to learn in college, you can watch YouTube or Google and all that. That same shit you can learn in 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, but and then at the same time, college ain't gonna teach you. We gonna charge your motherfucking ass $90,000 a semester. Now you in debt $90,000. They ain't gonna teach you how to get out of that $90,000 debt you got into for going to this shit. And then you only gonna get a job making $30,000 a year, and you in 90 grand in debt.
Off top.
They ain't gonna teach you how to fix that problem, though. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't act on that swiftly, that $30,000 can turn into about 12 or 13, because they gonna be having their hands, and you gonna get a letter thinking it's your check.
Yeah. But
and it open up and say garnishment.
Garnishment, and you 90 in debt, you making 20 a year, 5 years, you still in the hole.
Still in the hole.
God damn it.
That's heavy there.
And they don't teach you that shit though.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
But
they blind you to that part.
Yeah.
They blind
that's what they do,
part,
man. But like
I definitely push, you know, folks, entrepreneurship is kind of like the way to go, because, you know, you work for yourself, you learn a trade. You don't have to wait for somebody to hire you now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You become the business.
Yeah, not to get off that, but like people, like, you know what I'm saying, don't realize if you don't have some type of entrepreneurship for yourself, like going forward, man, you're gonna be fucked up. They building shit like now. They got like Taco Bells and McDonald's that's automated now. Ain't no people in there, man. They eventually trying to work their way to where ain't no people gonna be needed.
Nope.
So if you goddamn ain't doing something for yourself, you gonna be fucked, man. Everybody not gonna be a fucking billionaire or millionaire.
That's right.
You gotta figure out your entrepreneurship, even if you were fucking 40, 50,000, 60,000 a year on your own.
True.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause you gonna be driving through McDonald's, you want a quick burger, it's gonna be a robot giving you that shit, man. And then everything, ain't no cash no more, it's gonna be your card. They already getting rid of cash, man. Cash is gone, man.
Yeah. That's gonna be obsolete within the next 5 years, bro.
Cash is gone. You go to a concert, you go anywhere. You can't go to a concert right now with no show nowhere and give them a green dollar, man. Everything is on that card, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to eliminate that shit. Not to get away from everything, man, but we gonna wrap this thing up, man. Like I say, once again, appreciate you, man, coming down here, spending time with me, kicking it, chopping it up, talking about what we ever been talking about, man.
Yeah.
From your barber shit, your promoter shit, your musician shit, which shocked me though.
Oh, man.
I did not know music was the first love, man.
That's it, man.
That surprised me, man.
Yeah. Drums, bass, pianos, all of that.
And so, where you playing at now, though? Like
nowhere.
You ain't playing like no
since
church.
The pandemic, no. Since the pandemic, man, the pandemic really had an effect on a lot of the churches and stuff like that, man. And you know, with people not coming to, you know, they kind of had to push away from, you know,
certain
we don't
things
need a full band and stuff now and stuff like that. So, you know, churches are starting to now just really gravitating back to some type of normalcy. So, you know, eventually I probably will start back playing and stuff, but, you know, right now, I'm not playing nowhere, and I still utilize my time from time to time, you know, my instruments down in the basement.
What you playing?
Bass.
No.
Bass. Yeah, that's my choice of music narcotic. It's the bass right now. Yeah, so laid back and you ain't getting sweaty and all that stuff. So I really, you know, love the bass. So
if somebody looking for a bass player, man, you got them right here.
Yeah, that's possible.
That's definitely possible. That's the bass man.
My man.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. Like I said, once again, man, if you watch this long, man, subscribe, like, comment, man. Good, bad, I'll take it all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here, you know, to argue or fight with nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here trying to spread positivity, man.
That's it.
That's all it is, man. And once again, man, thank you, man, for spending time with me. Hey.
No doubt, sir.
First in studio session of the 23 year, man. My man Twuan, man. Y'all get at him. Fresh to Def Cutz is the man. In Saginaw, Michigan. What's the info again?
1520 East Genesee, Saginaw, Michigan. You can contact me Facebook, Fresh to Def Cutz. On the other social media, Instagram, Def_Cutz, and then always you can hit me at 989-332-1902. Appreciate it.
Alright, once again, man, and we out, man. You know, catch you on the next episode, baby. One love. My man Twuan in here. We out of here, man. Give him a round of applause one more time. Let's go.